My first overall play is going to be Kenny Pickett over 1 passing touchdown. Guys, he only has to get 1 touchdown. And I'm going to break down the reasoning in this video. Along with that play, I'm also going to recommend 5 other plays from that exact game. Stay tuned. What is going on, guys? My name is Matt Downs. If you guys are brand new to this channel, I am the owner of Daily Grind Fantasy Sports. I develop software to show people how to plus EV bet like yourself. If you guys are unaware of what plus EV betting is, it is just profitable sports betting, utilizing strategies and tools and software to show you guys how to remain profitable long-term by sports betting. We also have a ton of different ways on how you can become a profitable sports bettor on DGFantasy.com, including our brand new correlation tool, which I'm going to display here in this video. But as you guys can see, had a ton of success on Twitter yesterday, utilizing our middling tool, our DFS optimizer, and also a correlation tool. Our correlation tool crushed it. We had like 3 different slips that swept. I personally had a 40x on parlay play. We had 2 different slips that swept on PrizePicks as well. So if you guys want to check out all of our tools, all of our links are in the description below. We have a 7-day free trial, literally no strings attached. You guys can sign up for completely free and try our tools out with a 7-day free trial. And again, I can just keep on scrolling and scrolling, showing you guys off the correlation tool and the success from it. And again, I'm going to break down the entire reasoning behind the correlation tool and why it's a profitable strategy right now. Because again, this edge might not last forever, but right now we need to take advantage of it. So in order to provide my other 5 picks for this slip, I need to first explain why correlation provides such an edge right now in DFS. So on sites like PrizePicks and Parlay Play, on Jock Market and Underdog, all these sites have fixed payouts, meaning that if you pair any one of these other combos, obviously you can't select Kenny Pickett again. If I select any other combo, like even in soccer, and I change the over or unders for any of these projections, the payouts to the slip never change. You're always going to get 10x for 5 out of 5. You're always going to get 2x for 4 out of 5, and always 0.4x for 3 out of 5, right? And you can throw in another leg, and the payouts never change for any of these payouts for any slip type on PrizePicks. Why this is different from traditional sports betting is because on traditional sports books, they alter the payouts based on the combination of players, meaning that they nerf correlation, right? So if I were to take 2 overs from the Steelers game, like Kenny Pickett over touchdowns, and then let's say a wide receiver of his, take literally anybody, George Pickens, the payout's going to be altered on the sports books. This is also a glitch. It says payout shift, but it doesn't shift. You're always going to get 3x here for hitting any type of player combination, whether it's the over, whether it's the under, it does not matter, right? But on DraftKings, what they're doing is they're altering their payouts. They set their lines to represent some sort of payout, right? So if you go on the DraftKings right now and you try putting these 2 into a slip, it will change the payouts to a single game parlay. And again, they're diminishing that edge because they know positive correlation, when you put 2 players together that are positively correlated, like Kenny Pickett and George Pickens, if the better that Kenny Pickett does, the more likely George Pickens is to do, right? Because he's passing a lot. There's going to be a lot of passing yards involved in this. There's going to be a lot of hopeful touchdowns, right? That means George Pickens is going to be the receiver of Kenny Pickett, unless he gets injured or something, right? So again, this is all baked into sportsbooks lines. However, on PrizePicks and these other fixed payout platforms, it's not baked into it, which is why we need to take advantage of this edge, because the payouts never change. So we're increasing the organic percent odds to hit on each one of these players by just simply correlating them. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over to the correlation tool. By the way, correlation tool, all of our slips are publicly tracked, every single one under the sun, right? So if you were starting out on August 18th, where we started tracking all of our bets, it's exactly a month, you'd be up over 64 units right now, which is 19.63% per wager. So what we do here on the correlation tool is we show every single slip that has a profit margin, a profitable profit margin, right? So each one of these slips is going to keep you profitable in the long run as long as you consistently play them and you play the volume, right? So this tool is amazing because we recommend the exact slips to you. We show you the exact plays and we show you the highest correlated values. Basically the strongest correlated plays to keep you profitable. If you were to go over the casual sports bettor and hit 6 random plays, the average sports bettor only hits at a 50% clip, right? I'm talking about the casual sports bettor. You might be a little bit greater or a little bit less than 50%. My whole point being here is that when we are hitting these slips, we are hitting each individual leg at a higher than 55% rate. And that profit margin only goes up when you strongly correlate these plays. So we're only showing you the strongest correlated plays and combos. So let's go ahead and walk through this here. Enough talking about why this is profitable. Let's now get into the slip building. We're starting out with Kenny Pickett over passing touchdowns. And like I said in my earlier example, the better that Kenny Pickett does, well, probably the better his wide receivers are going to do. So let's walk through this, right? And also, the better that the opposing quarterback is going to do, because they're also strongly positively correlated. If Kenny Pickett's throwing a lot, that means the other quarterback is probably going to be throwing a lot as well. Shootout potential, and the closer the game is, then the more passing is going to go back and forth, right? So Deshaun Watson is also positively correlated, and very much so, with Kenny Pickett over passing touchdowns. If this was an under 1 passing touchdowns, then this would be negative correlation. We'd be taking the under, right? But since it's an over for Kenny Pickett, then Deshaun Watson's going to probably be throwing for a lot of yards if Kenny Pickett goes over 1 passing touchdowns. And that's just very logical. Like, every single sports bettor usually knows that. But then what we show you is the strongest correlated combos within this slip by going through every single correlation combo under the sun. And a lot of people don't know that punts, under punts, are also strongly positively correlated with over passing yards and passing touchdowns. So this first player, not even going to try to pronounce his last name, Corey, we're going to call him, he is positively correlated under punts, right? Because if the game's going to be a shootout, if it's really close, then there's going to be less punts within that game. If it was slower and, it was like 3-0 at halftime, then obviously there's going to be a lot of punts. But the hope here is that this game ends up being a shootout. There's a lot of offense, a lot of yards through the passing game. Then these punts are going to go under as well. So you can say that for both teams. Presley Harvin, the third, apparently, is also going to be under punts as well. Over for both the quarterbacks, and then 2 unders here for the punters. And then we're also going to positively correlate these wide receivers. And these wide receivers with a little bit of plus EV edge. Right now, Donovan Peoples-Jones, near even line, is set to 35.5 with slight juice on the over, and we're still getting that 1 yard discount, which again, the software is immediately scanning through each one of these types of slips, and we're finding the best plus EV value with the highest profit margin with the highest correlation, which is freaking insane. There's no other tool out here like this. So we're also going to be looking at Peoples-Jones over receiving yards, and then we're going to be taking Kenny Pickett's receiver here and Pickens over 42 receiving yards. So what you guys can see here is we get a ton of correlated value. We're hoping for a shootout, and given the shootout, these outcomes are very likely to happen, at least more likely to keep you profitable in the long run. And hopefully that makes sense. So this is the slip that you're entering, and this is a very highly correlated slip. And I want to reiterate that the edge is not finding really good plays. Like, these plays individually are not plus EV without the correlation. The edge here is that if a shootout happens, this slip is more likely to sweep. You're more likely going to hit every one of these legs and get a 25x, which is what we're playing for, right? We're playing for that big payout. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and for watching this video, I'm going to be offering 10% off this correlation tool here in the comment section below. Feel free to look for the coupon code in the pinned comments to get 10% off a correlation tool. Next, I want to talk about another DFS app where I actually hit a 40x here this past week using the correlation tool, and it's called Parlay Play. And why I love Parlay Play is because they offer elite payouts. Their 6-man insured slips are almost my favorite type of slip to enter in the entire industry because of the best bang for your buck that you get for these 6-man insureds. They offer 25x for 6 out of 6 payouts. For 5 out of 6, they offer 2.5x, which is actually better than PrizePicks. And then for 4 out of 6, they offer 0.5. And again, these are all better payouts for their 6 out of 6 slip types. Not only that, they offer a non-insured slip type where you get 40x for hitting 6 out of 6, which is exactly how I was able to cash out a 40x. So again, that is Parlay Play. Use code DGF for 100% match up to $100. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go right back to the correlation tool and just simply go down the list here and talk about why this is a profitable long-term slip. Deshaun Watson over yards again, over 208. We have Kenny Pickett over passing yards as well. This is very obvious why this is positively correlated, as we earlier talked about. And then we also have Donovan Peoples-Jones over receiving yards, and it looks like you get the better receiving yards total on PrizePicks. It's only by a yard, but again, this is positively correlated. And I have a promo, so I can't even enter this right now. I need to get rid of my promo. I can't enter anything greater than a 2-man power, but you guys can. And then George Pickens over receiving yards again, over receiving yards, and then Najee Harris and Nick Chubb also getting involved in the passing game. Najee Harris and then Nick Chubb. And again, the whole reason why this tool is so elite is because we're scanning through the best plus EV plays individually and then correlating the highest combinations that we possibly can. Right now, according to the props on the board, according to the plus EV value individually, this is the best slip type to enter given tonight's game. And guys, hopefully you learned something from this video. If you did, please do hit that subscription button, notification bell, and of course, smash that like button for all of our future NFL content. With all that being said, have a great rest of your day, and let's cash.